What's up, good people? Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome back to Larry Jones TV. I like that intro. Bop, 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 bop. Hey, that was, to me, the hottest band in the land. I love those guys. Hey, if you're new to the page, go ahead, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell here. If you're viewing this on any other social media, you can find me on the YouTube. That's where the main page is. Okay, good people. Listen, I want to talk a little business and then I want to talk a little business. All right. First business at hand, we're going to talk about custodial accounts. Custodial accounts as it pertains to investing. You can start a custodial account for your daughter, your son. As a matter of fact, you could start one for your niece or your nephew, someone in church, someone down the street, your neighbor. It does not matter. They do not have to be related to you. That is a big misconception. As a matter of fact, if you have a social security number, names, and date of birth, you could literally call a company like Fidelity, Schwab, or any of these legacy brokers and start a custodial account. You can actually start one with Webull. I have a link below that have the Webull in there. You can download it, put $100 in there, and start a custodial account. Give them a call, all right? And what I want you to know is that you have to understand when you fund that account, that money now belongs to the person that you is tied to the social security number. But what's really cool is you could buy and trade stock within that custodial account. It's a regular brokerage account, okay? Or you can just start dollar cost averaging in, meaning you put the same amount in every week, bi-monthly or month, or whenever you choose to. You can put it in once a year. You could do it every birthday. As a matter of fact, someone is asking, well, how young? You could literally start the day that they're born. As long as that social security number is filed, you're good to go. And so you need to understand that once that child hits 18, that is theirs, okay? And so I encourage all of you out there, if you have a son, a daughter, a newborn, grandchildren, this is a good way to set them up for financial freedom, okay? That's what we're all about on my other page, Stock Up with Larry Jones, building generational wealth. Now, that is the business at hand, okay? So let's get started on that right now, today, okay? But what I also want to talk about is I'm going to phrase this, and I did this on my other page. Bro, go get your kids. Bro, go get your kids. And ladies, if you don't mind, I need you to listen to this. And if you're a gentleman, I want you to hear this, okay? Because this is very important. We need to spend time with our kids, okay? I spent time with my daughter today, and it was absolutely priceless. Yours truly, I had a failed marriage, my first marriage. We failed at it. We didn't make it, okay? Myself and my ex-wife, we did not make it. And I promised myself that because I did not make it as a husband and we did not make it as a married couple, I would not be a failure as a father. And what I want to tell you is, brothers, I'm going to call you bro because we all family. Listen, the most important thing you could do for your children is spend time. I don't care if you don't have money. You could spend time. On Saturdays, I would literally take my daughters to the mall and wear them out with just $10 in my pocket. We would just go from store to store and we would go to the little earring place. I forgot the name, Clarice or Clarence or something. You ladies, you know what it is. And the little earrings for $1 or something, it made them feel special, especially if you have daughters, okay? And for those of you young men out there that don't know, and even older men that really don't know how to be a father, I get it. I had on the job training, okay? I did not know. There is no handbook. There is no how to do, especially if you grow up and life just happens to you that way. It just happened to me that way where we had shared custodial. We had shared custody, their mom and me. And then it came a time when I was a full-time dad. It was me and my daughters. And I will tell you women out there something. It's horrifying for a man at first because you don't know what to do, right? And I was very close with my daughters and still am. And I will tell you this, man, I would go out and I would ask friends and relatives, hey man, you want to get your kids and like hang out? And they'd be like, man, are you crazy? I'm not gonna be left alone with my kids. And I get it, fellas. It actually becomes lonely. I got to the point where I was lonely. I would just feel like it was just me and the kids because the other guys, they'd be out playing basketball, football, or whatever. And here I am with my kids. Then people would invite me to things and I'm like, hey, it's me and my kids. And what happened was it caused us to spend more time together. We bonded. And I learned about spending time, especially with daughters. Trust me, I learned a lot about patience, and it literally helped me to be the man that I am. Because especially girls, you really realize how important it is that they learn about men from you. And when you learn the value in that, you don't want to mess it up. I was single and I didn't want my daughters seeing women running in and out of our place, because we all live together, my daughters and I. And it was extremely difficult as a young man, and I'm just going to tell you that don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid and think you got to do it all right. It's really all about the time. Yes, they need money. And if you making money, your kids it's not a punishment to spend time on money on your kids. It's something that you should want to do. You should not want your kids to be without. All right. Just think about when you were a kid and you were out without, didn't have enough money, or, your clothes wasn't up to par, or any of that type of thing, and this is not one of those talk like, a lot of you guys are used to having. Where the men at? Where the men at? I get it. You get tired of that. There's a lot of good men out there. I know there's a lot of good men out there. But what I want to tell you guys that, when you call the house, let me look in this camera. Listen, bro, I'm going to just keep it real. When you call the house and your ex girlfriend or ex wife is man, and you saying, I just want to speak to my kids. I just want to speak to my kids. I get it. Trust me, bro. I get it. I'm going to call you bro. Okay? That's short for brother for those of you that don't know. And you want to just speak to your kids, but you got to go through all of that. I'm going to tell you that it's worth going through. It's worth going through this. I've been there where you just want to speak to the kids and you don't want to deal with the other party, right? I get it. But what I'm going to tell you is don't make the kids pay because someone, for those of you that's in a situation that the mother is using the child as a pawn or vice versa, don't take that opportunity not to spend time with your kids or to talk to your kids. I just want to tell you guys, man, it has changed my life for real. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to get older. And when you get older, there's an old song, Cats in the Cradle. When you get older, you're going to wish you spent that time. Trust me. So now I went from those guys were like, man, Larry's always with his kids. He can't go do this. He can't go do that. Now they look at me and they go, I wish I had the relationship with my kids that you have with your kids. So I'm just keeping it real. I'm not going to water it down, and this is not one of those beat you upside the head type of deals, okay? And for you older, see, it never goes away, right? We think we get older and we good. No, there are some of you women listening to me right now, and you don't have a relationship with your father, never did. And, you're missing something. I call it DNA, dead, now alive. There's something that God put into us that we need, not want, need to connect with our blood. We definitely need to connect with our parents, and if you're a parent, you need to connect with your kids. There is a need to. And what I'm going to tell you is when I was growing up, my dad was like, we called him the Black Ralph Cramden. He drove CTA, and he's a man's man, go to work. He worked 14, 16-hour days. And, I didn't come up in a family where my dad was saying, I love you, son. I love you. I love you. Love you. He just didn't say that, right? And I know some of you guys could understand that, right? And some of you guys are that way, and some of your parents were that way to you. But I'm going to tell you this. The man that goes out and provides for his family loves his family just as much as the ones that saying it and are not providing, right? He loves them more. And that's his way of showing love, right? But what I'm going to challenge you is it's okay to be a good provider, but I'm challenging you to say it because they need to hear it, right? So if you haven't talked with your parents in a while, I don't care if you're 50, 60, and your parents are still living and you guys have been having a riff or something, just pick up the phone. Pick up the phone and call them. Pick up the phone and call her. Like, just pick up the phone. I don't care if every time you get ready to talk, you're arguing. Just pick up the phone and say, hey, Dad, I love you. Just throw them totally off. Just catch them totally out of balance. Just gut punch them and hit him with that and let him deal with it. Put that ball in his corner and just see how he reacts. Just see what he says. And I guarantee you will start a path down a different road of change. I don't care if you guys argue all the time. Just start it out with, hey, Dad, I just want to tell you I love you. And see what his response is. I don't care if you're 14. I don't care if you're 24, 54, 64. If your parent is still living, this needs to happen. Because it's too many of us that are checking out of here with unfinished business. Dead, now alive. Our DNA is disconnected, right? And we need to reconnect. And so I just want to tell you guys, I just want to leave that with you. If your parents didn't, your dad didn't say I love you, doesn't mean he didn't love you. Sometimes you, especially with men, you just don't know how to express yourself. Let's just keep it real and have an adult conversation. And if you are a man, I'm challenging you to, if you can't say it and it feels uncomfortable, write a letter and just start it. Because when 2020 hit, and it did what it did to most families, just like the jobs report, there's so many unfilled jobs because people realized that spending time at home with their loved ones was more important than even money. And so I'm going to tell you, since we've got through 2020, we cannot afford to live 2021 and beyond the same way we did last year. With all the loss, we can't afford it. So that's why I'm titling this, Bro, Go Get Your Kids. And hey, if this has helped you in any way, or if I stepped on a little toe, or if you kind of understand where I'm coming from, especially if you're a single dude and you went through it, which a lot of you have, went through the same thing I did, man, just express yourself maybe by just leaving me a comment or just sharing this video with that other person. So if you're the father and you don't have a relationship with your son or daughters, why don't you share this video with them? And vice versa. Just send them the video and let the video talk. Okay? Hey, I'm going to leave it right there because I could continue talking on and on and on and on. I'm dealing with these allergies, but I just want to leave that with you. That's the way we get down here at Larry Jones TV. We're just going to have these honest conversations, okay? And we're going to live a better life, all right? Hey, Larry Jones TV, I'm going to sign off like I do on my other page. Live, love, laugh, and learn. Peace.